Yo, what's going on? Your boy Solo E, and I'm actually going to show you guys and kind of give you info on how you can limit your losses and how you can mainly be more successful in winning and pretty much not really have a lot of losses at all. And it really comes down to a couple things. So make sure y'all stay tuned and let's get into it. A few things that a lot of traders lack on is 1, discipline, 2, knowledge, and then 3, managing your actual trades and managing your account. Here's the situation. When it comes to trading, a lot of people want to just make quick money fast and they just want to get a bang for his buck as fast as possible. That type of mindset, you're not going to go nowhere at all because you're in the market trying to make as much as you see somebody else made, like couple $100,000 in like your first trade or your first week of trading. I have people always DM me, hit me up and saying, hey man, can you flip my account for me? How much you think you can get it to in a week? Can you think you can make like 5K in a month? It's like, no, that's not how it's always going to go. Regardless, you want to make sure you have your mindset set before you get in the market or before you even take trades or even decide to trade at all. Because without that, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna go nowhere. Honestly, man, that's really important to know. 2, another thing is that you guys want to make sure you do have the knowledge and the proper knowledge and the proper understanding of market structure, price action, and so forth. My courses, my videos, I literally teach you all of that. Also in my YouTube channel, I go over the basics of market structure, the basics of candlesticks, the basics of technical analysis and price action. This is how I trade. I use this to literally get in and out of trades. Not only that, but there's something else that I do want to tell you. The reason why a lot of people fail and a lot of people always lose trades is because they don't know how to properly manage their account or they don't know how to properly manage a trade. For me, every trade that I do, I actually move my stop loss to break even. If it reached 50% in my favor, I move it to break even, so if something ever happened, I ain't lose a buck. That's how I trade, and that's how a lot of traders do and don't trade. It just really depends on your actual style and strategy. But I'm telling you guys, if you use just these basics, you will see a big difference. So let me recap. First thing is discipline. You got to have discipline. You can't be greedy. You can't just assume that, oh, I made 100 bucks today, now I'm finna go ahead and make $500 more. No, you can't be greedy. Stick to non-greediness and just understand that you can't be greedy. Secondly, have the proper knowledge. Without the proper knowledge, you ain't gonna really get nowhere because all you're doing is just looking at different strategies on YouTube and you're trying to try all these different strategies and now you're overwhelmed because you don't know which works. It's not that. It's because you're changing your rules all the time. When you change your rules all the time, guess what changed? Your pockets, your accounts, all of that changes too. So what I'm saying is you stick to a simple strategy that actually works. But not only that, understand the market before you get in the strategy, because you might see a strategy where somebody said, oh, shooting star, now you see a shooting star, let's get in the trade now. Okay, boom, shooting star, I got in the trade. But you don't know exactly why you got in the trade. You just got in the trade because you've seen this strategy tells you to get in trade. When you see the moving averages cross over and you get your indicator that crossed over, then you got a candlestick pattern, shooting star, then you got it as an uptrend or downtrend. It's like, wait, what? So you got to understand pure fundamentals of market, price action, structure. I can go on. Other thing is managing your account. You got to know how to properly manage your account. If you watch all my other videos, yes, I flip $100 to $1,000 in 3 days. I mean, 2,300 in a couple hours. It happens. I can do it. The thing is, you have to understand how to manage while you're in the trade. For me personally, I get in the trade, and then once I get in that trade, I move my stop loss to break even once it reaches that. Another thing, it's really important to make sure that you know how much you have in your account and how much you are willing to lose and how much you are willing to gain. Without that proper knowledge, you're just going to forever be lost. So other than that, man, I want to show y'all a nice little way on how you can kind of really just stop losing all the time and start making money, actually make money. So let's jump on the computer and I'm gonna show you guys how this strategy works. Let's do it. All right, so let's go over how you guys can win a lot more trades and literally catch all pips and not lose any, really not essentially no trades. All right, so regardless of how this works, you guys will always win, is what I'm saying. You will always win. So let's watch this all the way through. All right, So let's say that the market is coming from a downtrend and we're waiting on it to potentially create a higher high or a higher low, basically, right? So seeing that the market is overbought, we're actually going to sit and wait till we get our indicator to come to the oversold section and then see if we can get some type of indication for a buy. So I'm going to draw my Fibonacci from here to here, and then we'll see exactly what happens. And then as you guys see, we might potentially get a crossover, which we got here. So I'm actually going to enter the market here, right? So I'm going to enter the market here for a long position. Then I'm going to put my stop losses roughly right about there. Take profit would be here. This is actually something I teach in my courses as far as take profit areas using a Fibonacci strategy. And this is a Fibonacci strategy here. But what essentially we are going to do is ride this, and we're going to move our stop loss as if once it hits at least 50% of in our favor, right? So now what we're going to do is just sit and wait. So as you see, it's actually creating higher highs, and it actually did here. So roughly within this segment of this candle, is an hourly candle, but roughly within the segment of this candle, you guys want to move your stop loss now to break even. All right, so now that you moved to break even, if the market was to ever come down and stop you out, guess what? You didn't lose out on anything. You actually made some money, if anything, or you didn't make any, or you didn't make any money, nor you didn't lose any money. The beauty of this is that if a trade was to have a huge drawdown, you lost out on all that money. Rather, if it, maybe did do it, you would have been fine, because guess what? Your take profit or your stop loss would have been at break even. So you always want to move it to at least about 50% of it, and then just let it ride, right? And then boom, and that's how you basically catch it. So let's see if we can catch another one. So we're just going to wait on market to create another structure area. As you see, it's doing it now. So we're drawing our Fibonacci. Once again, you can draw your Fibonacci from here to here if you want to, and we're going to look at the bigger picture. So we got a crossover again. However, I kind of don't like this candle, but I'm doing this for example purposes, and I just want to show you guys how effective this can be. Now, technically, I would have drawn my stop loss from here, because this is what the previous low is, and then I would have moved my take profit to all the way up to the 618. All right, as long as I got a 1-to-1 ratio, that is 100% cool with me. A lot of people say, oh, you need 1 or 2 or 1 or 3 or 1 or, it's cool. I'm scalping, that's different. If I was doing more of intraday trading, I honestly highly recommend 1 or 3. But regardless, I'm not worried about sniper entries at this moment. I just want to show you guys how important it is to use this, because I promise you, you pretty much win every trade. I'm not gonna say you're gonna win all trades, but you pretty much win every single trade just based off this little method. All right, so 50%, we're moving it to now break even. Look at that, and boom, it just went down. So let's say we had our stop loss to roughly where it was at, right there, right? Let's see if it hits it. It actually did hit it, which is crazy. The spread would have definitely took it out, but this candle definitely took it out. You see the difference? So let's say if you put a standard in this, you would have definitely not lost so much money, because you had already went to break even. All right, now another thing is, if you guys want to do this, you definitely can. You can actually just move your stop loss just a couple pips from where you enter, and then you can make a little bit of money. Regardless, the market is always going to at least hit your take profit in some shape or form if you stick to this method. All right, whatever strategy you guys are doing now, I am literally telling you, just this alone will help your win ratio so much, because the problem that y'all having, and I can tell y'all this because I had this problem, is you would get in a trade here, your stop loss would probably be all the way up here, and then or your take profit would be all the way up there, and then your stop loss would be down here. But what happens is, you're like, let's just say you're like 50% in, you put in $1, you're like $2,000 or $1,000 in right now, and you're like, oh man, you know what, should I get out this now? Should I just wait? Nah, I'm gonna wait. And you still never move your stop loss. You will be hella mad if this went not in your favor and then it took you out. I promise you, you'll be mad. However, I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all just move it to break even, or just move it up a little bit, move it up a little bit and catch a couple $100 maybe, you should be good and cool with that, right? You should be good and cool with that. So let's go ahead and keep doing this and see what happens. So I'm waiting on a crossover with my indicator here. I don't see anything, so I see we got this here, but let's see if now I'm gonna draw my Fibonacci from this low to this high, and we got it at the 78.6. so this is great actually. I like this move here, so I'm actually going to get in this candle here. Usually guys, I trade a little differently, but I'm just showing you guys how this will work for any strategy that you learned on YouTube, even if it's from my stuff, whatever it is, man, this is going to work. So we're going to move. I like this RR, so I'm going to actually move my stop losses roughly here. I know it's a lot of pips out, but like what I said, man, at the end of the day, stick to this strategy, you should be good. 50% of this, I'm probably hoping to get it at least from the previous high. Hopefully we can get it there, and we'll see. So we got it, and now we got the 50%. Now another thing that you guys can do, just to kind of help you out, you don't have to always do 50%, but if you're looking at the 1 hour time frame and you're entering a 1 hour time frame, jump in the 15-minute time frame and kind of get more detail. So like if you jump in the 15-minute time frame, you can see where the higher highs were creating higher lows. So guess what? If you see the next higher low that has been created, that's another way to move your stop loss. This is what I do in my signals. I always say move stop loss to break even. Once we get in a smaller time frame, once it creates a higher high or new structure area, I would say now move your stop loss to break even, because now we know exactly the market is going to continue to go up. So we basically moved it to break even. So now since it's creating more higher highs, I'm actually going to now move it up a little bit from the previous high when I had entered. Remember, I'm moving it to that next high from when I entered, which is I enter here, but I'm moving my stop loss to here. So now I'm in profit regardless if I lose this trade. I don't know if anybody's teaching this in YouTube, man. I feel like I shouldn't, but I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. So guess what? Another thing you guys can do is compound your trades. You can just keep adding on more trades. Like you can get in the market again here. You can get in here. As long as you're getting all of your confluences. I actually would have just got in here because I didn't get any confluence here. It was too overbought for me. So I'm actually going to jump in here. So look at this. I just want to show you how crazy this method can be. So I'm going to get in there, keep my stop loss exactly where it's at, and then we're going to take profit essentially here. And then once we get 50%, once we at least get more closer or get another structural area, then I'm going to get in a trade. Hopefully I'm not being a little bit too advanced for y'all, but once we get more structural area, then I'm going to get in a trade, and we actually got it there. So guess what? Now I'm moving my stop loss to break even. I'm not moving it to take profit yet, or to a structural area yet, just because it needs to move up a little bit more for me. And as you see, it is. My moving averages are aligning perfectly. It's coming back to this area here, which is perfectly fine. If it hits, then it hits. If not, oh well. We are in it for the win. So the market is consolidating. Consolidating. It actually never took me out yet. It's consolidating. So when the market's consolidating like this, I honestly would have probably just got out regardless and just wait for a better entry. It never took me out though, which is crazy. So as you see here, now it looks like it's creating higher. It did create a higher high. Higher low is being structured now. Let's see if we actually get it though. It is still consolidating. So as you see, guys, it's still consolidating. So I never got taken out. I probably did based off the spread, but let's say we didn't. Now I'm moving my stop loss to take profit. And then now guess what? This, we still never made any profit yet all the way through. So guess what? Now I'm moving my stop loss to the next structural area, which is actually here. So guess what? I am in the money for both trades. I honestly can just walk away and be cool with whatever I make, because in my mind frame, I'm already set like, yo, I made money, I'm making money, cool. Yet now, Grant, you can get out the market now if you want to overall, or just hold it. I'm just holding the trade because I know I'm trusting my strategy, my Fibonacci levels, and we all know how important Fibonacci is in the trading world. So why not trust it? You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's consolidating like this, yes, you can get out and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna wait on a better entry. But I'm just doing this for example purposes because I want to show you how powerful this is. All right, so it looks like it took me out on that one small trade, which is cool. We still made money. We still made money. Now, Grant, we still in the other trade. We are still in the other trade. All right, so it's definitely consolidating. Like what I said, it's consolidating. When stuff like this consolidates, I just wait on the breakout. But now it looks like it's doing and going in our favor. Yeah, Grant, this probably took some time, but hey, it definitely had hit our take profit. I'm just going to see if it really breaks out of this area. It looks like it's holding this area very well, which is another indication that this is a very strong support area potentially. But as you see, guys, look, it went in our favor. It went in our favor. All right, so I don't know what else to tell y'all, but this is how I literally can win any and every trade. If you stick to this will work perfectly. Now, Grant, I know a lot of you guys are working and I know it can be tough. However, if you just literally understand how you can move a stop loss to break even, you're good. That's all you got to do. All right, you can easily check your phone a couple minutes, be like, oh, look, it's actually created a structural area. Let's move our stop loss to break even so I can feel comfortable, because you don't want to see your trade is like $1,000 in, and then you put your phone down for like 15-20 minutes later, you open it back up and it's just like negative $300-500. Like, damn, I could have, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna mentally F you up if you mentally not ready to trade. So that's basically how the strategy works, man. I hope you guys see this, and I hope you guys use this information in your trading style. Like what I said, this is something I teach to my students, and risk management is probably one of the most important things that any and every trader should know, in psychology too, just because a lot of people want to get straight to the making money, but you gotta prepare yourself first, mentally and physically. So other than that, man, make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got a lot of gems I'm dropping, baby, so let's get to it. Yeah.